Hello, welcome to Chapter 9, Lesson 6. We'll be finding areas in composite figures. So some real-world scenarios is finding area of a pool. Another real-world scenario is maybe finding an area of a deck. So a composite figure is made of two or more dimensional figures. The composite figure shown to the right is made of two rectangles. Draw a composite figure made of the rectangle and the right triangle of the graph paper below. So I'm going to have a rectangle, and then I'm going to have some dotted lines here, and then a right triangle. Of course, this would also be trapezoid. So real world link. The dimensions of the city pool are shown. What two-dimensional figures are used to make the shape of the pool? So we have a rectangle, and all the way on the left of the rectangle, we have a trapezoid, or we have a very small trapezoid on the left side. So how can we determine the area of the floor? We can add the area of the rectangle with the area of the trapezoid. So finding the area of a composite figure, you can decompose some trapezoids into a square and a triangle to find the area. So you take the area of the square and then add it with the area of the triangle. So let's look at example 1. This is find the area of the figure to the right. So we have to kind of dissect this. So we know the rectangle is going to be 10 by 6. So that's the easy part. I know that's 10 by 6. So the area of the rectangle is going to be 6 times 10. 60 inches squared. Now here's the tough part, is finding the area of the triangle. So I have to find the base here, and it doesn't really specify. But what I do know is this whole thing here is 10 inches. And this here is 6 inches. So if this whole thing's 10 inches and that's 6 inches, then this is going to be 4 inches, because 6 inches plus 4 inches is going to give me the 10-inch line. So for my triangle, my base is 4 and my height is 4, and I'm going to divide by 2. Base times height divided by 2. So my triangle, after reducing, I have 4 times 2 equals 8 inches squared. So that means I'm going to have 60 plus 8 equals 68 inches squared. So I'm going to do A with you guys. I'm going to find out how I can make two shapes using their irregular figure. I know if I split it here, I have two shapes. I have a rectangle, and I'll shade that in purple. Here's my rectangle. And then I also have a trapezoid here. So my rectangle, I have to make sure I'm very precise with my calculations. This whole line on the bottom is 12 feet, but I only need here for my rectangle. And if I look above the 12 feet, I see this distance is 8 feet. So my base of my rectangle is going to be 8 feet, and my height is going to be 4 feet. So for my rectangle, I have 8 times 4 equals 32. Another way I can do this, I can also draw it out. to kind of help me. So this is 8 feet and 4 feet. And so it's 8 times 4 is 32 feet squared. Now I also have my trapezoid. So I know if this distance is 4 feet, then I know this is also going to be 4 feet. Now, if this whole thing is 12 and this is 8, that means my small distance here, my height, is going to be, so 12, 8. So this is going to be 4 feet. Because 4 feet plus 8 feet is going to give me 12 feet. So I'm going to draw my trapezoid here. So my trapezoid is diagonal. So my base and my height is going to be in different places than normal. So my base 1 is going to be 4 feet here. So 4 feet, 4 plus my base 2 is 10. And my height is 4 divided by 2. Now I can reduce my 2 and my 4. Becomes a 2. 4 plus 10 is 14. Times 2 equals 28. So I have two areas, 32 feet, 28 feet. If I add those together, I get 60 feet squared. Now go ahead and try B. So hopefully you tried B. I'm going to do it with you guys. So I have a square and a trapezoid. So one thing that kind of helps me out is I need to find this distance up here. And since I know this is 7 and this is 10, that means I'm going to cross this off. And that's 7 and that's 3. Because 7 plus 3 is still 10 meters. But it's a little bit more clear. So this is going to be 7 meters here because the bottom is 7 meters. So now I'm going to take the area of my square. 7 times 7 equals 49 meters squared. I'm going to take the area of my trapezoid, which is 5 base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. And that's going to equal 12 times 3 divided by 2. Because 5 plus 7 is 12. I can reduce this. That becomes a 6. So 6 times 3 equals 18 meters squared. So 18 plus 49. This is going to be, it's like 67 meters squared. So it's pretty similar to our real world link. We have Fort's area of the pool. We have the rectangle plus the trapezoid to the left. So we have 14 plus 28. I'm sorry, 14 times 28. And that's going to equal 392. So my trapezoid, which is diagonal, so I have to kind of look at it sideways. So base 1 is 4. Plus base 2 is 6. And then times my height is 2 divided by 2. These are going to cancel. So I have 10. So my area is going to be 392 plus 10 equals 402 feet squared. So go ahead and try C. So I'm going to do C with you guys because I'm looking at this. This line here kind of makes it a little confusing. So I'm going to try splitting it this way first. So you're going to have to bear with me, okay? Because this is when I'm kind of manipulate. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Okay, so I have a trapezoid on top and a rectangle on bottom. Let's do the rectangle first because that's always the easy part. So we have 36 base and my height is 14. So 36 times 14. And that's going to equal my rectangle. Now if I look at my trapezoid, my base 2 is going to equal 36 feet. Now my height, if I look, I'm going to highlight this right here. This is 20 feet. And this to the right, let me do a different color because it's a little hard to see. To the right is 14 feet. So if that whole thing's 20 and the side is 14, that means this is going to be 6 feet on top. I can cross that off. And it's going to be 14 feet on bottom. So my height of my trapezoid is 6 feet. So I have base 1 plus base 2 times my height divided by 2. And those are going to cancel. So it's times 3. So 20 plus 36 equals 56 times 3. So it's going to be 150 plus 18 is 168. And then we get my calculator out for 36. Is it 36 times 14? 36 times 14. And that's not the answer. 36 times 14. 504. So if I add those together, plus 168, I get 672. And that is feet squared. So 504 plus 168 equals 672. All right, so I know this is kind of a lot. We're going to go to example 3. Find the area of the figure to the right. So to find the area of overlapping figures, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the area of both shapes. So my top square is 12 by 12. So 12 by 12. And that's going to be 144. My bottom square is 15 by 12. 15 times 12. So 15 times 12, of course the answer is already in the book, is 180. So if I add these together, my final area of both shapes are 324. But the issue is if I find the area of both shapes, I found the area of this shape here, and I found the area of this shape, but in the middle where I have the black and red, I found that area twice. So I'm going to need to subtract that area one time. So we kind of have to look at the figure to find out what are the dimensions of this square here. So this is 6. So that means if this is 6 and this is 12, this area right here is going to be 6, because 6 plus 6 is 12. Now we need to find the top. If this is 8 and this is 15, that means this dimension is going to be 7. So there's the dimensions of my small rectangle. So I have 7 times 6 equals 42. So I'm going to take 42 and I'm going to subtract that to get my answer. So that's going to be 2. 12 minus 4 is 8. And then 2. So you get 282 centimeters squared. Now the thing about this lesson is just a lot of work. It's a lot of work and little fine details. You make one little mistake, you can get the whole thing wrong. So we're going to do D. I'm going to do it with you guys. So my top rectangle is 6 by 7. And my bottom rectangle is 6 by 8. So it's going to be 42, and that's going to be 48. So the next thing I need to do, so in grand total I'll get 90. I need to find the dimensions of my middle, because I need to subtract the area of the middle. So if this is 2 feet, and this is 7 feet, that means this is 5 feet. Now the top and bottom, if this is 1 foot, and this is 6 foot, that means this is 5 foot. So my inside I have a square of 5 by 5 equals 25 feet squared. So 90 minus 25 is, why am I throwing blanks here? 10, 5, 65. So we have 65 feet squared. Last example. This is Charlie and his brother Matthew are neighbors in an apartment complex where they share a patio. What is the area of the apartments of the patio? Oops. So if I take the top one, so I have 55 by 45. That's the dimensions of my large rectangle. So 55 times 45, which equals 2,475. And then my bottom, I have 55 by 45, so same thing. 55 by 45 equals 2,475. When I add those together, I get 4,950. Now I must deduct the small in the middle. So if this is 32 and this is 55, I can find that last dimension. So if I have 55 minus 32, so that means this here is going to be 23. So now if this is 22 and this is 45, let me do that again. If this is 22 and this is 45, that means my last dimension is also going to be 23. So if I take 23 times 23, I get 529. So I'm going to subtract 529 from my area, and I get 4,421 square feet. Like I said, this is a difficult lesson. Don't give up, just try your best, and thank you for watching.